Hello, executive leadership team, and thank you for your time today. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Megan McManus, and I'm an HR specialist with our human resources team. I've gathered you here today to talk to you about some issues facing our employee population and human resource group, and to give you some ideas on how we can solve them in the coming year. I would ask that you please hold questions until the end of the presentation. It will only take me about 10 minutes to share my findings and recommendations. Data drives so much of our business. It shouldn't be any different for human resources. Data gives us the information we need to make educated decisions. While we'll be using this meeting to advocate for more resources to dedicate to HR analytics implementation, we'll also be sharing data driven solutions for the problems our organization faces. I know all of us in this room know these are issues facing our organization, but I want to make sure we're all on the same page about the severity of the issues. These are not only hurting our teams, but also our bottom line. First, our organization has high absenteeism. Other companies in our space see their employees calling in 6 times a year, but ours are missing 8 days each. There are a few possible reasons for this. One theory is low engagement, which we'll address later. Regardless, this is a problem we believe data can help us solve. Second is high insurance premiums. We're not alone in this, but with our rates increasing 20% in the last couple of years, ours are not increasing at the industry average. We need to quickly act on a solution for this, as this is costing us hundreds of thousands of dollars a year at this point. The third is low productivity, even though we're fully staffed. We haven't seen the productivity jumps we'd hoped we would at full staffing, and we're hearing from our partners inside the business that managers don't feel like they have enough manpower to meet goals. We need to get a handle on what's real versus what's perceived and act fast. Finally, some good news, right? I hope the issues caught your attention, but never fear, a solution's in sight. That solution, the implementation of an HR analytics strategy so we can make better decisions faster. We're recommending 3 programs. Number 1, we want to increase employee engagement, which may kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Those birds are absenteeism and poor productivity. We also want to decrease health premiums. There are a lot of ways to go about this, but we're recommending offering a new type of plan. And 3, we want to discover productivity gaps. The first step to that is figuring out what engagement levels are. Did you know 40% of workers reported calling in sick in 2017, even if they were not ill? With the data available to us today, we think getting rid of sick days might be the answer. How? We propose a new blanket PTO policy so employees can manage their own sick and vacation time and are free to take a day off as needed. This will incentivize employees to take fewer unscheduled sick days. If you look at the figures here, we think getting our sick days down to the industry average, just 6 days a year on average, could save the company almost $170,000 in the first year alone. There are pros and cons to this. I'll highlight a few. It's much easier to manage PTO on the front end, so we could potentially see additional savings related to admin time and effort. While there are mixed reviews on this, and a lot of companies have tried it with mixed results, most report that their employees feel empowered by this policy, and some even use it as part of their recruiting efforts. Our recommended next step is to enlist a benefits consultant to help us price and manage this change. This next stat shouldn't surprise any of us. Healthcare expenses are one of the largest employee-related expenses our organization faces. The total cost of healthcare, including premiums and out-of-pocket costs for employees and dependents, is estimated to average $14,800 per employee in 2019, up from $14,099 in 2018. Large employers like us will cover roughly 70% of these costs, leaving $4,400 on average for employees to pick up in premium contributions and out-of-pocket expenses, according to SHRM. The good news is we have tons of options for cutting our costs. Before this meeting, we consulted with our current healthcare provider, and our employee base actually has better health than the average company in our industry. After consulting with our healthcare provider, we don't think a wellness initiative is the answer. Here are some other solutions we explored, but ultimately, we feel like introducing a new health plan option may be the solution that benefits both us and our staff the most. High deductible insurance plans with HSAs are what we're proposing, and I'll let you read these slides on your own, but here's why. Number one, offering a high deductible health plan makes employees eligible for saving pre-tax money in an HSA. That helps reduce their tax burden and provides them with an interest-bearing account that they can use for medical expenses. Second, in addition to offering a high deductible health plan, many employers opt to make contributions to their employees' HSA. This can be an attractive benefit for recruiting and retaining employees, and the contributions are pre-tax for both the employer and the employee. Ultimately, this is a less expensive plan option for us, and it rewards our employees for keeping up the good work with their health. Preventative care is what we'd like for them to keep up with, and it's 100% covered under any of the high deductible plans we explored. Here's a case study from SHRM showing a similarly sized company seeing major savings in year 1 and 2. Specifically, $527 per person the first year. There was an additional 8% savings the second year. Our next steps are, with your support, to price this out and get some real projections based on our population. Based on what we know on the health of our population and anecdotal feedback from our partners in the business, we think we have an engagement issue. Perhaps the solutions we just covered will make a dent, but just like in that first slide, we want to have the metrics so we can reach a concrete goal. So in the spirit of, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time, we still feel like we need more data to figure out the extent and the root of our engagement issues. That's why we're recommending the UWES, and that's the Utrecht Work Engagement Scale. Work engagement can be defined as a unique, positive, fulfilling, work-related state of mind that is characterized by vigor, dedication, and absorption. It can be measured using a valid and reliable self-reporting questionnaire. It's a test of how to measure work engagement on both an individual and a group level in the following 3 categories. We think this is something we can easily administer in-house, and we can use it as a benchmark for whatever solution we develop. It will also be valuable to administer this before the recommended PTO and healthcare plan switch. It's important to know our employees' engagement levels so we can develop initiatives to improve satisfaction. Cisco, for example, places employee satisfaction as part of their value profit chain. So overall, here are our next steps. Take a moment to review, please. But first, we want to articulate our recommendations. We want to engage you, our leaders. Second, we want to enlist the right partners and begin to understand our populations. And third, we want to get pricing. We want to refine the strategy. We want to create a formal plan, and we want to begin to engage our employees. And we think we can